What's the recipe for food fame? Take a package designed for dog food.
We're about to reinvent breakfast.
And use it to wrap a toasty treat. Or turn a byproduct.
The fellows found them in the bottom of the gobstopper machine.
Into the main attraction.
Nerds were a game changer.
Or even combine crispy rice and fruity O's into...
These are great. What do we call them?
What do they look like?
Pebbles.
Only on the History Channel.
After 2 years of talking, I'm going to Ghana to meet Matilda for the first time.
Ingrid knows that I'm in a wheelchair, but things might be a little too heavy for her.
After my last relationship, I think it will be like having ground beef and then going to a filet.
I'm freaking out because I'm going to meet my boyfriend for the first time, but I have my ex-boyfriend here with me.
90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, tonight 8:30 on TLC.
The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TV1 News. In this edition, USAID 90-day review affects PNG, MKA lacks election funds, and PNG football call to upgrade facilities. After returning to office, United States President Donald Trump signed an executive order that put almost all international spending on pause for a 90-day review. Significantly affected is the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, whose budget is spent on health programs for countries that include Papua New Guinea.
For Papua New Guinea, the support provided by United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, significantly goes towards providing essential antiretroviral medications for patients living with HIV. Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Chachenko, in responding to questions regarding the national government strategy should the 90-day ban become permanent, ultimately leading to all cessation of USAID-funded programs and support, has outlined that he hopes U.S. support can continue. However, the government has already been looking to undertake long-term alternatives should the U.S. government completely withdraw support through USAID.
Or we have to look at alternatives. And already we're talking to the Australian government and others, that donor agencies, if they could fulfill that gap, just in case the USAID says, no, we're not going to do this anymore. So we have to have a fallback position, and we have to do that quickly. So that will be done through the health department and through foreign can't continually rely on other donor partners to assist us. We appreciate their help greatly. We appreciate their help. But the situation is that Papua New Guinea must be self-sufficient at the end of the day.
Minister Chachenko, who is also a member of Mosby South, states that he has received reports from doctors in his electorate of a shortage of antiviral medicines for HIV patients.
I've already been alerted about the shortage of medicine for antiviral medicine for HIV patients throughout Papua New Guinea. I have received a report from the different medical departments that are dealing with HIV and dealing with the medicine and who works with USAID. And we hope that common sense prevails. In Mosby South, we have over 380 plus patients that are on this medicine as well. You know, that figure probably is only 10%. It's only those that come forward.
The minister further stated that the government, especially his ministry, is keen on addressing any issues should the U.S. government raise any, stating that a clear understanding is important to not have any misunderstanding. Maricela Kellerton, TV1 News.
The results of the 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index, or CPI, have revealed that Papua New Guinea scores 31 out of 100. This was revealed by Transparency International during the launch of the CPI Index yesterday in Port Moresby.
The Corruption Perception Index is a report that scores countries and territories around the world that record perceptions of public sector corruption. These scores reflect the surveyed views of economic experts and business people, not the general public. Countries are scored on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being very clean and 0 being highly corrupt. The 2024 CPI Index scores Papua New Guinea a low 31 out of 100, which reflects a high perceived risk of encountering corruption in interactions with the public sector in the country. The report was revealed by Transparency International PNG during the launch of the CPI Index yesterday. TIPNG Chairman Peter Atsi said the country's CPI score paints a stark picture that despite pledge and sporadic efforts, PNG is not making a significant impact in the fight against corruption.
Corruption is significant in terms of the impact that it's having on our country. I think also you'll be aware that the fight against corruption is becoming harder.
Atsi said millions are still being stolen through various means, which robs the public and prevents them from accessing essential services such as quality education and health. It reduces economic and income opportunities and undermines trust in the government.
What we know and what you all know is that corruption is pervasive. It is through all of our society now. Think about it in terms of your own personal circumstance. Think about it in the conduct of policemen. Think about it in the lack of services that your nephews, nieces, uncles, aunties, mothers and fathers now don't receive as a result of the impact of corruption.
TIPNG CEO Ariane Kasman said the CIP index clearly shows that there is no effective process to combat corruption in PNG.
With our Pacific neighbours, the Pacific continues to face challenges with weak governance systems, which impose a great risk to investment. So it's not just for Papua New Guinea, but we are seeing a growing trend right across the region of what we call stagnation, where we are dropping or increasing by 1 point, 2 points, but we are not taking enough action to address the issue of corruption.
Meanwhile, ICAC Deputy Commissioner Daniel Bludge said failure to stop corruption may result in dire impacts on economic process and security concerns, among others.
The phrase status quo is often used in political discussions, legal contexts, and everyday conversations. But why should we accept the status quo when a country is plagued by systemic issues? Why should we accept stagnation when corruption steals from the mouths of our children and erodes our nation's future?
Motu Koita Assembly has responded to a petition presented this week demanding immediate conduct of the Assembly elections and a change of officer executives. MKA Chairman Daddy Toka Jr. claims that for several years, the Motu Koita Assembly has not held elections due to lack of funding and other issues.
Assembly are acknowledging the concerns of the election petition and the concerns of the election delay. After the peaceful march and the petition handed over to the NCD Governor, Boaz Pakog, the Assembly assured the people of Motu Koita and the stakeholders that they have supported and prepared the elections since 2023. In 2023, the NCDC allocated 750,000 kina for the elections. Daddy Toka Jr. advised that this was insufficient as per the Electoral Commission. The cost of conducting the elections was 7 million kina, which was supposed to come from the national government. Furthermore, the chairman stated that the 2023 election was also delayed due to deficiencies in the electoral roll, such as between 30% to 70% of previously registered voters, meaning voters' names missing, logistical issues and constraints, as well as constant changing of key dates for the roll update exercise. However, member for Northwest Lohia Boy Samuel, who led the petitioners, also mentioned that no law states census as an excuse to delay elections.
There's no law stating that the census should be a reason for the delay of the election. So we don't accept that.
No.
MKA says the funding delay from the government for the 2024 elections was again due to no budget allocation from the government. This is the same situation for 2025. However, upon receiving the petition, NCD Governor Boaz Pakog mentioned that funds shouldn't be an issue and it can be solved.
Funding is not necessarily an issue.
Thank you.
Because last year we put money.
Thank you, Governor.
Last year we put money in NCDC budget to fund the Motu Koita election. And this year too, we have just passed our budget last Tuesday. And there is funding too for the Motu Koita election. So it's not funding is not really an issue. Perhaps if there is an issue about amount, we can solve that.
MKA confirmed that on Wednesday, the 5th February 2025, 500,000 kina was approved to support the 2025 MKA elections, and they now await official directions from the PNG Electoral Commission regarding confirmed MKA election dates for 2025. Jasmine Rajak, TV1 News.
Furthermore, Chairman Daddy Toka Jr. stated that the majority of the funds to conduct the Motu Koita Assembly elections, like any other national general elections, is the constitutional mandate of the PNG Electoral Commission through the national government budgetary process. The blame game continues as the Assembly is now pointing fingers at the PNG Electoral Commission and the government for the delay of funding to conduct elections. The petition also indicated an immediate removal of the current Assembly members, including Daddy Toka Jr. The petitioners also demand the appointment of an interim caretaker administration. Landowner leaders from the Fasu tribe Foye, Aporoyuri and Southeast Mananda have rebutted the statement by the other faction of landowners by Kutubu PDL2, led by Mark Sakai, that the points raised didn't represent the genuine leaders of the impact area.
The ministerial determination sanctioned by former Minister for Petroleum Karengakua in 2022 is now an issue challenged by the landowners of Kutubu. This afternoon, a faction of the landowners from Fasu, Foe, Aporo Uri, and Southeast Mananda backed the call by Chairman of Aporo Uri, John Capinato, and called for a new ministerial determination to be compiled by the new Minister for Petroleum, Jimmy Maladina. Spokesperson Alex Narobi says they have given a 14-day ultimatum and awaiting a response from the government.
Mi blo complain, mi blo leaders tablo complain. Na mi blo complain ina, mi blo looking for some distinction determinations out of the list. Magna, no man supposed to blame going for this ministerial determination not to play like fire up, let him to blow fire up. So to blow up fire up, mi blo to fire up, but mi blo making more go, Yablo Prime Minister Yubapen, Yablo Minister Yubapen. Until and unless this one must go.
The leaders are calling on the government to seriously attend to and resolve the issues affecting the rights and benefits of their people.
Mi blo call. Such a call, Russian review, sorry, ministerial determination. Compared to no more. Yes! Suppose you know, Russian, this house is who we have what to go about, you put in here, and you must give him analysis.
On Tuesday, Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina said the government will make its response on Monday whether to implement the ministerial determination or find another alternative.
This is why plea, very humble plea. Where Kutubu no sakamosem. Now mi blo United for come, Faso come, mi blo United, South Mananda come, Moran Faso. So mi blo United now, mi blo come. This is like M1 issue now. It's like disaster type. Because now the group Christian lab now ultrama talk we mi blo no talk no ultrama come. So like now mi blo fight or simple yeah it's like issue come up now. So minister, you like him Kutubu people when mi blo no talk we blo no complain come to media also fight also long. This is like within 37 years. Mi blo no go don fight. Mi blo how much big blo legally mi blo keke come look. Just because there's like 80-20 Karanga Kua's issue. Now mi blo singat.
Freddie Mo, Tvwan News.
Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina has called on Kutubu landowners to stay calm while the government addresses their issue of benefit sharing arrangements. Maladina said the government will provide its response to both factions of the landowners next week.
Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina has addressed concerns surrounding the ministerial determination for the Kutubu Petroleum Project. In a press conference held on Tuesday in Port Moresby, Maladina emphasized the government's commitment to ensuring that the project aligns with national interest while adhering to all legal and environmental standards. He further explained that the ministerial determination was sanctioned by his predecessor and is currently caught in the dilemma of dealing with it.
We have been fully engaged in this matter. Unfortunately, we had court cases outstanding, which I will clarify later, commenced in 2022 and continued all through 2023 and 24. So we as a government could not come in and interfere with this court process.
Maladina further explained that the ministerial determination serves as a guiding framework for the project, ensuring that it proceeds sustainably and responsibly. He reassured the landowners that thorough assessments are in place to mitigate any potential risk.
We will try to find a way forward, but we must comply with the laws of the country. So we will engage with the aggrieved parties, and we will see what is the lawful way forward. And if we have to meet with them and discuss what we have to do, we will find a way forward. And I'm adamant, and I think our government, under Marape Rosso government, we are determined to resolve this issue peacefully.
Secretary for Petroleum David Manau also explained that they are doing what they could to address the situation and make sure landowners benefit fairly.
Minister Fabian Polk at the time in 2019 commissioned a landowner benefits identification report, which the department undertook, and then subsequently the program moved forward into 2020 when the current government came in, where former Minister Kua, who was there at that time, continued the work, which moved towards a ministerial determination.
On Monday, representatives of Foy Landowners Association, Johnny Yavari, and Namo Apollo Landowners Association, John Capinato, issued threats to shut down the Kutubu oil project if the government does not revoke the ministerial determination of 2022, which saw a change in the sharing of benefits.
The ministerial determination, you go now, you cut him blow gas now, you la cut him blow oil towards a keke, you la make him 30, 70, 20, 80. One empowered department now, you minister, you got.
However, a faction of landowners from PDL2 or Kutubu, led by spokesperson Mark Sakai, dismissed the claims by the landowner faction and assured that the Kutubu project is in safe hands and called on police to investigate these threats and apply necessary laws to arrest those threatening to shut down the project. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Among stories after the break, Miss PNG leads 22 queens and the power of perseverance.
Way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Pine PNG made.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home. With an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
Sam Darry, he's brought greater physicality to his game this year. Here now, into the corner, he scored!
Reynolds is on the left, he kicks for Walsh, he's spinning through, Walsh on Kawatu, steaming through them, they go to the edge immediately, Ruben Gary. On the run, they're not going to stop it, they're not going to stop it. It's going to Doyo, over the top, I think that's another movement, Johnson, Nickel, Klubstar, they've got them at the first chance.
Welcome back. Papua New Guinea took center stage at the Miss Pacific Islands Pageant 2025 in the Solomon Islands, where Miss PNG May Hasola proudly represented the country. She showcased PNG's cultural heritage, leadership and resilience on the Pacific stage. Ms. PNG officially launched the country's 50th independence anniversary celebrations at the regional pageant, carrying the spirit of unity and diversity. She paid tribute to PNG's 5 species of the bird of paradise and honored the late Sir Julius Chan, one of PNG's founding fathers, who passed away during the pageant week. Despite challenges in judging and scoring, Miss PNG's journey was nothing short of extraordinary. MBOP Chairlady Anna Bice praised her resilience and leadership. May will now lead 22 provincial Miss Bird of Paradise queens, taking on the role of a cultural and tourism ambassador as PNG marks 50 years of independence. MBOP also acknowledged the Tourism Promotion Authority, K92 Mines and Paradise Boutique for supporting the empowerment of young women through culture and leadership. Bice expressed gratitude to Papua New Guineans who stood behind Miss PNG, from supporters at home to PNG's High Commission and local families in Honiara. She also thanked May's parents for raising a strong young leader. In a statement, she remarked, "A queen's worth is not measured by the crown she wears, but by the legacy she builds. May's journey is only beginning." As PNG celebrates its Golden Jubilee, Miss PNG's presence on the Pacific stage serves as a reminder of the country's rich cultural identity and the bright future ahead for young women leaders. The District Community Development Center is an initiative of the Department for Community Development and Religion, designed to bring essential government services closer to rural communities. Under the department's Going Rural initiative, the DCDC framework serves as a vital mechanism to reach vulnerable and marginalized populations across the country. The Wapenamanda DDA yesterday signed a contract with the department and a contractor, officially marking the start of the construction of a district center for the local people to access services of the government provided by the department.
To date, the Department for Youth, Religion and Community Development has successfully established 5 district community development centers in partnership with respective district development authorities, with more than 6 additional memorandum of agreements signed for new centers. Among this, the Wapenamanda DDA. The signing of contract yesterday marked the official commencement of the Wapenamanda DCDC project.
Stop houses. So that will have disability, NID, that will have also the women's office, everything that we want to do. Informal sector in terms of SME, everything will be housed there. Also the youth functions in terms of economic empowerment, literacy programs, everything will be run in that building.
The Wapenamanda Center facility will include a double-story office complex with over 50 workstations, constructed at a cost of 2.7 million kina, and a gender-based violence safe house valued at 700,000 kina. The DDA has already given its component of 1.7 million kina. The project is a kina-to-kina partnership arrangement between DFCDR and the Wapenamanda DDA.
More or less like a bottom-up planning, where we try and line more people on place where community will feel part of the development of the country. People are left out. That is why plenty problem will come up now. All kind of things, all kind of something is problem must be. But instead, you turning back to office, you must be come back to place me.
The total cost of the project is 3.4 million kina. With the contract in place, the contractor will be commencing the construction work immediately. The DCDC project under DFCDR's Going Rural initiative aims to extend essential government services to rural communities. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
15 educators from Papua New Guinea are embarking on a life-changing journey to Australia under the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility Scheme's Early Childhood Education and Care Pilot Program. The teachers who hold a Certificate 3 in ECEC will gain hands-on experience in the Northern Territory, enhancing their skills. It was a proud moment as 15 Papua New Guinean educators were farewelled at a ceremony held yesterday at the Australian High Commission for a new chapter in their careers. Through the PALM Scheme's Early Childhood Education and Care Pilot Program, these teachers will work in the Northern Territory, gaining valuable experience to bring back home. Australian High Commissioner John Feeks highlighted the significance of this opportunity.
You've all worked incredibly hard to get your Certificate 3 accreditations, which is the basis on which you're travelling to Darwin. But while you're there, over the next 6 months, you will have, as I understand, an opportunity to gain a diploma. And the idea being that this initial deployment leads to full-time employment in Australia on a 4-year contract, which is potentially life-changing for you and your families.
The educators will first undergo 2 weeks of additional training in Darwin, fully funded by the Australian government, before taking up their placements in Catherine and Alice Springs. For the teachers, this journey is more than just a job opportunity. It's a chance to grow professionally and personally.
I would say it's a really a rare opportunity, and so I encourage my friends and all of us that if it's God's plan, let it eventuate.
This pilot program highlights Australia's commitment to supporting PNG's labour mobility objectives, ensuring that skilled professionals like these educators continue to benefit from the international opportunities. As they prepare to depart for the Northern Territory, these educators carry with them the hopes of their families and communities, marking another step forward in the strong partnership between PNG and Australia. Sir Mahesh Patel has launched his new book, The Power of Perseverance, Sir Mahesh Patel's Pioneering Journey, a personal account of his life and achievements. The book was released this week with 5,000 limited edition copies available for sale at selected City Pharmacy retail stores nationwide, priced at 49 kina. Sir Mahesh briefly discussed his book and highlighted the importance of determination and perseverance in overcoming challenges. Proceeds from the book will support the CPL Foundation's initiatives to empower women and girls in PNG. Copies are available in Port Moresby with shipments heading to Lae, Mount Hagen and Buka. Orders from other locations can be placed at city pharmacies for delivery within 2 weeks.
It's quite personal. It's about my journey. So I hope people don't think that, I'm going to read this book and become a successful business person. But, to be successful, I think it's all here. You need to have a will, and the power of perseverance, the title is just perfect for it. We've had a lot of hiccups, me personally in my life and in business here as early as last year, but we just got to carry on.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2490 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2415, $0.3814 Australian dollars, $0.2258 euro, and 36.51 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa, copper, crude oil, and copper closed higher, while gold, coffee, and palm oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break with news making headlines overseas. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Educator, get up and big smile on face. Time for him chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
What would you say to 6 months free bonus credit? Wowee! That's right! Get the Wowee 4G LTE smartphone from Digicel and you'll enjoy 35 Kina bonus credit every month for 6 months, plus a whopping 50 gigs of data and 60 minutes free talk for 7 days. Hurry! Get your Wowee 4G LTE smartphone for only 199 Kina at a Digicel store or agent today and say Wowee to a total of 210 Kina free credit. Only with Digicel.
You look like you don't belong here.
Why is there nobody working the reception after 10?
I want you to lock the doors and wait for me. I will come pick you up right now. Consider yourself lucky.
Cuckoo premieres Saturday, February 15th, 9 p.m. on HBO.
Thanks for staying with us. Samoa's government has blamed a Chinese state-backed hacking group for a series of sophisticated cyber attacks, saying it has been conducting malicious cyber operations against government and key critical infrastructure systems across the Pacific. Several Pacific nations have been grappling with cyber attacks from state-backed and criminal groups for years. But this marks the first time a Pacific Island nation has issued a public advisory that attributes cyber espionage to a Chinese government-linked group. A document from Samoa's National Computer Emergency Response Team calls the hacking group ATP40 a serious threat to the region. Remote indigenous communities struggling with skyrocketing food prices are still waiting to see if they'll benefit from a federal government plan to reduce grocery costs. Of the more than 200 stores in remote areas, only 76 will receive subsidized goods under the policy. Jane Barden reports from Maningrida, the Northern Territory's largest remote community.
On a hot day in Maningrida, the local pool offers relief and a free snack for kids. Some kids don't get enough food at home.
A lot of people come to my house for food. I just give out. That's what I do, I help people.
Families struggle because grocery prices here and in other remote areas are double what they are in the cities.
More the cheap one in Darwin, but not here. It's too expensive.
Community members like Julius Olsen, dependent on welfare, want Centrelink payments raised.
Sometimes I would worry about my kids to buy feed.
Community organisations can do little to help.
$500 on Centrelink for a fortnight. You go to the shop here, that's your whole pay gone for food.
The Indigenous Health Service says food insecurity is putting kids into child protection.
Come away, there's a lot of kids sort of taken away because, they're not getting fed because mom getting a little bit of money and she can't feed,
Local organisations here in Maningrida are doing what they can to tackle the wide-ranging impacts of high food prices. But they say it's not enough. They need more support and fast from both the federal and territory governments.
I think the government needs to look at, if you want to be an Australian, you've got to be fair. Doesn't matter what colour you are, you should be fair. Or how far in Australia you live, be fair.
The federal government has helped Maningrida's store pay for a forklift to unload its food barge. And for store fridges. The community is waiting anxiously to find out if its 2 stores will be among the 76 picked from over 200 that will get some groceries subsidised from July.
We probably need help from government to put maybe lower prices in our shop.
The territory government gives remote kids free meals at school.
It is important because in school they have healthy food here. It's good for their health.
It isn't offering any further food relief to the bush.
Ancestral remains have begun their journey home from Australia to New Zealand after a handover ceremony in Canberra. Speeches at the National Museum of Australia acknowledge the long history of collecting and looting Indigenous remains by museums and academic institutions, but also recognize the substantial work now being done to right the wrongs of the past.
A long way from home, the remains of 2 Māori ancestors have begun their journey back to where they belong.
A sense of healing, reconnection, and joy actually. Joy that we were at this point where we're going home. They're coming home with us.
The skeletal remains were likely stolen from their home on Rekahu or Chatham Islands to the southeast of New Zealand between the late 1800s and the 1930s. They've been held in the National Museum of Australia in Canberra since 2022, but were originally part of the former Australian Institute of Anatomy's collection. After years of talks, custodianship and care of the ancestors has been officially transferred.
It's probably one of our most significant things that we can do to represent our people is to bring our karapuna home, our ancestors home. It is an absolute honour and privilege.
Research will be undertaken to determine how they ended up in Australia and who may have taken them.
It's really my job to give the bones back their stories and humanise that process before they go home.
They'll now be brought to the Museum of New Zealand, Te Papua, where they'll be held alongside hundreds of other Moriori. They'll stay there until it's determined the time is right for the ancestors to return to their home.
It's refreshing to know that there's institutions around the world that actively inform about the repatriation process.
Work is still ongoing to return dozens of remains from other institutions.
A collection of Dame Edna Everidge's iconic spectacles, dazzling dresses, rare books and paintings from the late comedian Barry Humphrey's personal archive is going under the hammer in London. More than 200 items will be auctioned this week, offering fans a chance to own a piece of Australian comedy history. Bridget Rollison takes a closer look at what's on offer.
Well, some of the sparkle that made Dame Edna Everidge so special is being sold at auction here in London. And that, of course, includes many of those iconic and quirky glasses that she wore so well. A household name in Britain and Australia, Barry Humphries, who died in 2023 at the age of 89, was best known for his alter ego as the instantly recognisable character with purple hair, curly specs and sparkly frocks. And now the comedian's personal collection of art and rare books, as well as the Dame's extravagant attire, are up for sale. Amongst the items is a pair of Dame Edna's Sydney Opera House rhinestone glasses. They're estimated to go for around 3,000 Australian dollars.
Edna's glasses are hilarious, and Barry, I think, took a lot of care in designing them, and they were always quirky. But you also see the evolution of Dame Edna in the glasses. You see some quite pared back ones from the early days, right up to the megastar crazy creations dripping in rhinestones near the end of her career.
There's also a very early copy of The Importance of Being Earnest, inscribed by Oscar Wilde, and a 20th century painting by Australian artist Charles Conder, estimated to be around 600,000 Australian dollars. There's also special paintings by Barry Humphries himself.
I mean, several people have said to me that, people know Barry Humphries because of his comedic personas, but this is the other Barry Humphries and possibly the real Barry Humphries.
There are 241 items here belonging to the celebrated showman, which are expected to total around 8 million Australian dollars.
You're watching TV1 News. Later in sports, lack of proper facilities resulted in poor performance, and Alec identifies rising stars.
Want more entertainment in your life?
What a cry, baby.
TV1 Plus has all your favorite drama to keep you entertained.
Time to give Mama all the kisses.
Perfect!
No! Please don't kill me!
Get TV1 Plus in the 20-channel prepaid pack and watch all your favorite drama non-stop. Watch TV1 Plus and 19 more great channels for your viewing pleasure.
So many have tried.
Rockin' with America.
Subscribe to TV1 Plus now on the 20-channel digital prepaid pack 1, 7, 14 or 30 and enjoy 20 channels of world-class entertainment.
And business blew me, Carlos, because me Mary blew you.
Thank you, princess.
How do I look today?
Dial star 515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Join Digicel and enjoy the network that rewards you with a whole lot more. Activate a new Digicel prepaid SIM and get 2 gigs data plus 20 minutes free Digicel to Digicel talk for 3 months. Get your first month's reward instantly with no spend required. Spend 30 or more for your rewards in months 2 and 3. So what are you waiting for? Get your new SIM at any Digicel outlet or agent today and enjoy free talk and free data only with Digicel. Can everybody say Mbula?
Following the 2024 Pacific Break competition, we're celebrating the best musicians from across the region.
We are in such a room treat tonight.
With a series of live performances from Fiji.
Y'all are amazing.
This week, it's hip-hop sensation Sprigga Mig.
Let's go.
Pacific Break concert, Sprigga Mig.
I specialize in a very specific type of security, subconscious security.
You talking about dreams?
Not exactly. It's called Inception.
There's 24 of us, Carol, only one comes out.
Evil is on board. Powerful evil.
What you trying to steal? $20 million.
You mess with me, you're a dead nut.
The last man standing, Sir Julius Chan, passed away peacefully in his home village of Manmantinut, Uris, in the Namatanai district of New Island province, surrounded by his family and friends. The Chan family, in a brief statement, thanked those who have stood by Sir Julius and shared his legacy throughout his political life from pre-independence to the time of his passing. Sir Julius Chan was born on April 17, 1939, in the New Island province. He dedicated his life to public service, becoming one of the first Papua New Guineans to make a significant impact on the nation's political framework after gaining independence in 1975. Throughout his career, Sir Julius was known for his dedication to economic development, education, and infrastructure improvement. His leadership style was marked by his vision for a prosperous Papua New Guinea and a commitment to empowering its citizens. Prime Minister James Marape, when announcing Sir Julius's death, described him as a true visionary with his focus always on the people of Papua New Guinea. He believed in the potential of our nation and worked tirelessly to uplift our communities.
For me and Rachel, we were privileged to have sat with him. In my first 5 years as a journeyman into politics, I was under the watch of People's Progress Party. He endorsed me in 2002 for Tari. He endorsed me in 2003 with the Honorable Dr. Alan Marat for Tari again. I have a lot of fond memories of him. My affinity to him is much deeper than most think of. I know three of his sons at a personal level. One is a close friend. And so I also share in the loss very, very deeply. I never knew. Yesterday in cabinet, I talked about Somalia and was emotional. And today we're losing the last man standing. And it's a reflection for all of us as leaders. We're surely in a moment of transition. It is now our time to rise up, leave personal interests, leave bickerings, petty politics aside. Let's rise up, put the country first, and lift it up, progress our country in honor of these great men who are passing by us. He remains the last man standing. He's passed. I want to ask to honor him properly in being good stewards of our people's leadership mandate conferred on us.
During his time as Prime Minister, Sir Julius faced numerous challenges, including political unrest and economic difficulties. However, the late Sir Julius stood the test of time and remained active in his political duties until his passing.
Welcome back. The lack of proper training and playing facilities in central Bougainville and other parts of the country has resulted in poor performance of provincial football teams. This concern was raised by Central Bougainville FC after the side's disastrous defeat of 20 points to nil to Hekari United in the Women's National Soccer League semi-finals last weekend.
Following the heartbreaking semi-final defeat in the hands of the Women's National Soccer League champions Hekari United FC on Sunday in Port Moresby, Ken Irum raised important concerns regarding the growth and development of football in PNG. Irum said football facilities in other centres of the country are not as good as in Port Moresby. He said the facilities in Port Moresby give an upper hand to city-based football clubs, including Hekari United FC, to do well, which was evident in their game.
PNG football, mi lo peles, mi kira one time sell, na mi kira one time kind of facilities where mi no got him lo here. Mi training is mi got one ball. Naraba something you say mi sa atleticam. Then all no supply mi all balls, all macas, con, lo mi by improving training lo mi all Mary Kame, mul come straight to Peles, or place Mary straight come into the Wambra team, Wambra club, the Campila. But me hope PNGFA, and we must put him dream and dream suppose me rise him competition.
Irum said there is a lack of support for smaller FCs to thrive and become competitive like Hekari United and other clubs. He said the Bougainville girls came straight from the village without any good programs like junior development and youth programs. He said teams from other centres can only be competitive if the PNG Football Association supports them and creates an equal playing field.
While now, me looking at some competition, PNG, I no on top because can score some, I no so me yet or semi coach those central Bougainville FC or some got competition na challenge. While score 19-0, one said something. So PNG need to improve me players.
Irum added, it's embarrassing for any football club to get a score like 20-0 in the semi-finals. He said this shows the big gap in football development. Irum said this speaks volume of where the standard of football in the country is. He challenged the PNG Football Association to do something. Irum believes other centres like NGI Eastern and Highlands also can only become competitive if they are provided with the right resources and facilities. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
The 2024 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup winning coach franchise Ray has denied the allegations labelled against him by the Wampna Mount Hagen Eagles board through a media release that has been making rounds on social media. Ray said he was not approached by the board and could not respond to the allegations of misconduct. He said all these allegations were false and aimed at tarnishing the reputation he has built over the years. Ray was suspended for an alleged misconduct both on and off the field, which led to the loss of trust from the sponsors and supporters. The PNG Hunters have decided to release two promising players, Derek Voku and Zechariah Selu, from the 2024 to 2025 pre-season training squad. The duo, who have been part of the train and trial program for the past 12 weeks, were informed after last week's trial match against the Baris that they return to their respective franchises to further refine their skills in the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup.
While Voku and Selu are young and still developing their craft and understanding of the game, having spent 12 weeks in the Hunters training camp would have made them realize the standard and level of competition it demands playing at the QRL level. PNG Hunters assistant coach Enoch Maki confirmed the boys have been released back to their respective franchises so they can get more exposure and build their confidence around the game playing at the national elite level.
Release him Zechariah Zelu na Derek Voku. Release him all just because go back all right, but go back like some more like game time long. Them cup na will go back na. So exposure to game them cup na come back again. They've been good so far, but too long limited space some lot of let them go back the lane. Go back them cups na Ben Bambla look long then. Week in, week out, only 18 players are selected. The rest also go back long, them cups teams long. Then Monday also come back again long training. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the PNG Hunters are looking forward to further trim down the squad after the next two trial games against the Northern Pride and the Central Queensland Campers in the next 2 weekends. The Hunters' next scheduled trial match is set for this Friday, 15 February, against the Northern Pride in Cairns before their final hit-out against Central Queensland Campers at the NFS Port Moresby on the 22nd of February. Hunters assistant coach Enoch Maki announced at training today that they have a 20-man squad travelling to Cairns on Thursday for Friday's match. Majority are new boys who have earned their spots on merit. Maki expressed enthusiasm for the young forward pack featuring Murray Connors and Limby Henry in the back row alongside prop Stephen Bruno, veteran Jordan Pett and young Himson Ulalom. The Hunters spine will feature Jamie Mavoko as captain and half-back, Sonny Wabo at 5'8", and Finley Glare at hooker. The backline will consist of Elijah Rotinga, Benzi Court, Clint Lama, Solo Wane, and Moria at fullback.
Some of the new boys are Murray Connors and Limby Henry in the seconds, and Imson, he's been good so far. So we've rewarded him with starting from the front. And also we have Steven Bruno as well. So we look forward to the game, bro. Yeah. Spine, we have Jamie coming back with Finley. So Jamie will captain the side for this trial. Elijah Roltinga, Benji Court, Plant Lama, and Solowaine. And More at the back, so it's our back five. Experienced back five, so yeah, okay with it. Mostly all the younger boys, and more of them are first time, so all really excited. They'll go first trip overseas, so all must try. And which all train very hard, so good reward long. Gonna expose more long cans.
Maki highlighted the excitement among the players, especially the newcomers who are eager for their first international competition. He believes the infusion of new talent and a strengthened forward pack will bolster the team's confidence and performance this season. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Papua New Guinea international forward Jacob Alekwienke has named 3 players who caught his attention during the 2024 Pacific Championships and are set to find themselves playing for PNG in 2028, following confirmation of an NRL team. The PNG squad will be heavily based on native players from the country.
While fans are well acquainted with the likes of Alex Johnson, Justin Olam and Xavier Coates, there are players from PNG who are unknown to fans but are likely to be the first few signings for the future expansion side. Following confirmation that the NRL's newest expansion team will be from Papua New Guinea, Alec says the squad's backbone will be locally based. After winning the Pacific Bowl for the second straight year against the Cook Islands and Fiji, Gold Coast Titans and Kumul forward Alec has named Morea, Sonny Wabo and Robert Matthews as 3 players that would fit perfectly into the NRL expansion team for 2028. Morea was named the 2023 QRL Cup Rookie of the Year. Alec heaped praise of the Morea's footy skills, especially his speed and footwork. Considering the backup to Morea, he said PNG's Hunters fullback Sonny Wabo also brings unique brand of attacking skill and defensive grit in the PNG team. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That ends the sports segment. Now the weather forecast. Southern region, Port Moresby, mostly sunny then fine. Alotau, mostly fine then sunny, to a few showers and possible thunderstorms in the afternoon. Momase, Ley, partly sunny, then becoming cloudy with evening rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with rain showers then drizzles and thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul and Boka, mostly fine then sunny. Kimbe, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen, partly sunny, becoming cloudy in the afternoon with rain showers and thunderstorms. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, partly cloudy with afternoon rain showers and thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral seas moderate to rough with west to northwest winds of 20 to 25 knots, reaching 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas slight with north to northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck seas slight with northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight with northeast to northerly winds of 10 to 15 knots. And coastal waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Islands, Kerma and to Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands to Cape Vogel and all Millen Bay Islands. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2 to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands and New Ireland to East New Britain to Bougainville. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The Tvwan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Do you want the best? Digital.